We're fireproof. That's how Joshua Simon described the Gamecocks following their 34-30 comeback victory over Missouri. Matt Smith here at Williams-Brice Stadium following the Gamecocks' thrilling victory, one of the best in recent memory. All of LaNorris Sellers' teammates had nothing but good things to say about the first-year starter and his growth so far this season. There were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. South Carolina piled up over 460 yards of offense. And finally, when the defense faltered a bit, looked a little gassed in the fourth quarter, the offense came up with a crucial score when they needed to. Rocket Sanders carrying 4 Missouri Tigers with him into the end zone, and South Carolina comes away with its 7th victory of the season, keeping them on track to run a long winning streak into their rivalry game against Clemson. The game started out with South Carolina truly on fire, played a great first half, and took a 21-6 lead into intermission. And, of course, all of us that write and comment on these games, we're kind of looking at each other. Okay, well, this looks like the same South Carolina team that we'd seen in recent weeks that had won 3 consecutive games. Looks like the South Carolina team that had knocked off Oklahoma. Looks like the one that defeated Texas A&M here at Williams-Brice Stadium, and the fans rushed the field. Looks like that same club. But then in the third quarter, you have to credit Eli Drinkowitz and Missouri for bouncing back. They held South Carolina to 45 yards of offense from the start of the second half through the first 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, and Missouri rallied themselves, closing the game to 21-12 first, then to 21-15, and finally getting the lead 22-20 or 22-21. And then South Carolina came back with one of Sellers' 5 touchdown passes, this one to Michael Smith. And then Missouri was able to rally and answer the bell once again. South Carolina looked like they had Missouri stopped late, less than 2 minutes remaining. They bottled up Luther Burden III for most of the night. That's the potential first-round draft pick. That's a wide receiver for Missouri. But a double move against Jalen Kilgore on 4th down and 5 led to a touchdown pass, putting Missouri back on top. South Carolina just had 1:10 left to work with. But this is a team that has taken on the personality of LaNorris Sellers. LaNorris Sellers is the same cat in post-game press conferences like this one, where he throws for 353 yards and 5 touchdowns, as he was after the LSU loss, as he was after the Alabama loss on the road. It's the same guy, and this team has taken on that personality. Josh Simon, as we said this team is fireproof, said that Coach Beamer tells them that all the time. They are battle-tested, and they were ready for everything Missouri threw at them, including coming up with clutch plays at the end, and South Carolina was able to answer. Defensive player said, we knew the offense was going to come up with a play. It's just a swagger and a confidence about this team, and it seems to come from LaNorris Sellers, who is a very calm presence on this ball club. Rocket Sanders, very calm. Nick Harbor, who had a breakout performance tonight and scored the game's first touchdown with a 26-yard touchdown catch. He's a very calm presence. So it's just a team that they certainly play with intensity, especially defensively, but offensively, it seems like they have taken on the personality of their leader and their quarterback, LaNorris Sellers. So it's the 4th straight win for South Carolina. This place came unglued after Rocket Sanders took a 15-yard shovel pass into the end zone for the game's final touchdown. If you weren't at Williams-Brice Stadium tonight, I hate it for you. It was an incredible scene, a great setting for SEC football. And if you're a Gamecock fan, it's one, if you were in attendance, that you're going to cherish for a long time. And Shane Beamer was proud to take the Mayor's Cup into the press conference. The Mayor's Cup doesn't have a lot of history. It's not something we talk about. I don't even know if we mentioned it on Sports Talk leading into the game, or maybe with a bit of a shrug or a wink. But it meant something tonight to Shane Beamer because Missouri is one of those teams that has just had the Gamecocks number. We saw this with Kentucky. That started under Will Muschamp and continued under Beamer. But South Carolina seems to have gotten that off of its back. Now South Carolina's bounced back with a couple of straight wins over Kentucky. And tonight, South Carolina got a great win over Mizzou, one that these Gamecock fans are going to remember for a long time. I know one that Shane Beamer is going to remember for a long time as well. So now we spin it forward. Where does South Carolina go from here? They do have some injuries. Judge Collier missed the entire second half. He has what Coach Beamer would only tell us is an upper body injury. He was taken to the hospital, but Beamer said, I think he's going to be okay. Also, they're getting Finn at tight end. Josh Simon is okay. He left the field, but he is okay. Brady Hunt has a lower leg injury, and Michael Smith, who caught a touchdown pass, one of Sellers' 5 touchdown passes, a career high, he's got a lower body injury, and that's all we could get out of Coach Beamer in the post-game press conference. But South Carolina's got senior afternoon, I guess, against Wofford. Game will kick off at 4 o'clock right here at Williams-Brice Stadium next week, and Coach Beamer implored Gamecock fans to show up and show out and celebrate this senior group, which is accomplishing so much here in 2024. And then, of course, the rivalry game against Clemson. Clemson got a dramatic victory themselves earlier today over Pitt, and they remain in that ACC championship race, although, as we talk about on Sports Talk, they're going to need help. South Carolina, meanwhile, they had some bowl representatives here in attendance. I know I saw the Cheez-It Bowl and the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl representatives here at the ball game in the press box tonight. There may have been more, but those are things that we'll discuss on Sports Talk Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Phil Kornblut and Chris Bergen will anchor that. I'll join them on Monday night to share my thoughts from right here, but I don't know. We don't want to go position by position and grade this out, but tonight, South Carolina had a little trouble stopping the run. Nate Noel of Missouri got 150 yards on the ground. That even surprised TJ Sanders as he glanced down at the stat sheet in the postgame press conference. But here's what we know about this team. Unlike some Gamecock fans of the recent past, teams from the recent past, this is a complete team. They can beat you offensively. They can beat you from the quarterback position. They can beat you at the wide receiver position. They can beat you running the football. They can beat you catching the football out of the backfield, as Rocket Sanders has now displayed the last couple of weeks. And they can absolutely beat you with their pass rush. We'll see what the future holds. It's Wofford next week, and then the rivalry game. Be sure to stay with us at sportstalksc.com and join us on Sports Talk statewide Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m.